real quick, I thought I would show what I'm doing because it's fun. I tie-dyed a pillowcase, and then I'm gonna cut it up, and I'm gonna turn it into masks. So this is before anything. Well, it's been tie-dyed, but now I'm cutting it up. So okay, update. I have cut my squares. Those are old straps. I made new strips. Now I need to iron them. And then the sewing begins. Okay, so I've done 63 of the straps, and now I thought I would just show the last one because it's fun. So you put it in here, and then you just I had to do it one-handed, so it got a little off-center, but I did 64 of those. Now I have to pin all the masks together. Okay, I'm on the last Pop-Tart. That's what I call them. So I have, the inside and the outside, and it's gonna be inside out. So many ins and outs. And then I put all the straps, and then I put them in the corners, and then I put this on top, and then I pin the corners, and then I sew it, and then I flip it inside out. That was my gesticulations. Are my hands helping? But I thought I would show that part because it took me a while to figure out how to secure the straps so that when you sew it, you don't sew the other parts of the straps in there. Okay, so once I sew them together, I leave a little hole so I can flip them inside out, and then I trim them, and then I flip them inside out, and then I have to sew that, and then I have to pleat them. Also, I am wearing tie-dye shorts that I tie-dyed when I tie-dyed the pillowcase to make into masks. No, they didn't turn out as I wanted them to. That's all I have to say about it. Okay, the edges are all sewn up. Boopy boopy. And now it's time to sew in the pleat, or to iron in the pleats. I took a shower, so same day, different look. Okay, I ironed and pinned them all. Now we go and we sew the sides up, and then we wash them, and then we iron them again, and then we give them away to people who are protesting so that they can stay safe and keep each other safe, make the world a better place. Although I might give these, maybe I'll make different ones because I know that protesters need to be kind of unrecognizable, and if they have tie-dye face masks, they might be kind of recognizable. So maybe these will go to I'll make some black masks next. Okay, done. Sewed the sides. I tied them all together so that when I wash them, they don't get super tangled. I'm gonna wash them, and then I'm gonna dry them, and then I'm gonna iron them, and then I'm gonna disperse them. That, my friends, is how you make a mask out of stuff that you have at your house if you have a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, I would use really thick yarn. I mean, well, use yarn, but just use thick string. Sew by hand, my dudes. Do what you can. Last little, oh, I hope it's the last one. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think so. I was going through, so I'm gonna put all this into a video and put it all together, but I was looking at the first one, and it's from a couple days ago or something, and I was babysitting, and there's big close-ups on their beautiful family photos, but I don't want to put those on the interwebs, even though they probably already are. That's their thing to do. So basically what I said, what did I say? Oh, I think it was just kind of like a, oops, haven't done this in a while, because I think it was the first thing that I had filmed since I stopped filming a long time ago. And then I just said some stuff about how the Department of Homeland Security is illegally abducting and holding people in Portland, and then asking them to waive their Miranda rights, and then if they don't, letting them go. But I'm assuming if they do, that's basically entrapment. So also, Kate Brown, the governor, and then Ted Wheeler, the mayor, don't want the DHS here, didn't ask for them. They have their own problems. There are things that they are not doing well or at all. And maybe there's more that they could be doing to get the DHS out of here, but they're not on board with them here. And then I talked about how I made a sign on an upside down flag, American flag, which means distress, but some people didn't know that, and the only reason I know it is because of Big Bang Theory. So I made this flag, and then I also made a little like appendix asterisk note at the end and quoted the flag code and said like basically I quoted it, so it was like the flag should never be displayed with the Union upside down, and except for in times of dire emergency and perceived threat of life and property or something like that. And then I also said, because on the sign, on the flag, in the white lines, I wrote the definition of terrorism, which is what the DHS is doing. Definition of terrorism is the use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in pursuit of political aims, something like that. And the DHS is attacking and abducting and intimidating civilians, peaceful protesters who are just asking and making people aware of their hope for equal rights and protection and life and the ability to thrive. The DHS is abducting them and attacking them to basically ensure Trump's re-election. That's the roundabout, not even roundabout, that's the intended result. To quell, not even, to like shut down these protests that are, it's not like we're asking for death to half the population, or like, I don't think, there are people who are like, kill the cops. There are people who are asking for unreasonable, dangerous, horrible, violent, bad things. But the majority of people want to ensure that the people who are supposed to protect them are actually looking out for civilians and their best interests, and that's not how the system is set up right now. I know people who work in law enforcement, and individually they are great people, but just because you're a good person, it doesn't make the job that you do innately good. The system is messed up. Anyway, I don't know enough about this to like preach on it, but I was really proud of my sign. So then on my little appendix I put the flag code, and then I said, because on the flag I did the definition of terrorism and then get DHS out and defund the police. And then people didn't understand it and were offended by the flag, and it was like, yeah, the point, it's supposed to be in distress, like, and so then I explained the flag code and they were like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, I guess. And I explained what I explained in here in less words and on cardboard. And I made some masks, and that's probably it. Okay, bye.